Good afternoon, everyone. I want to give everyone a. I want to give today. I want to give you like a short, brief lecture on bonds and investing in bonds. First, I'd like to start with what is a bond. What is a bond? A bond is essentially a loan that you make to a corporation or a government entity, and where in return they pay you in the form of an interest payment. So basically, what's going on is you receive a note from this corporation or this government entity, and this note pays you a semi-annual interest that expires on a particular date, otherwise known as the maturity date. How do you buy a bond? Will you buy a bond, or you can purchase a bond through your online brokerage firm, or which is basically electronic note, such as Vanguard or Fidelity. Bonds can be bought just in the same way as stocks. The most Vanguard is basically one of the most popular platforms for buying bonds because they have such a wide selection of bond funds. How do you research a bond? How I The best way I like to add in our researching bonds is you can go to Morningstar, or Moody's or Finch ratings. Moody's and Finch actually are pretty good with their ratings. They can give you like the typical ratings anywhere from triple A to triple C. But I don't think you want to mess with triple C because triple C's are more closer to like high risk bonds. You want to stick with like triple A to triple B. How are bond funds rated? Well, bond funds are rated in the same way you a bank or consumer loan rates your credit score anywhere from 850 to 650, as low as 400. Well, credits or corporations also have a credit score. They can be rated anywhere from triple A to triple C, whereas triple C being at a very high risk. You want to stay within the triple A to triple B because triple B is good, where triple A is considered uh, excellent. They also have the ones in between where you have triple AA or triple AB and triple BB, but you want to stay within a triple B above. This gives you a low risk exposure to bonds. Bonds, a premium, bonds can be sold at, or they can be sold at a premium or a discount. A premium bond is bought or sold above $100 par. $100 par is basically what that's break even right there. It's basically, so it can be sold either at or below par. A bond that's sold above par will be anything above $100, and a discount bond is a bond that's bought or sold below $100. For example, if you buy a $90 bond, which basically they come in increments of 10, so basically you're spending $900. See what I'm saying? See, if you follow me, you spending $900. If you buy that, you're buying it at a discount. So at a maturity date, in 1 or 2 years, when that bond reaches par, you earn a, a profit of $100 because your $900 plus that includes like your interest payments, your semi-annual interest payments that you earn. And how are bonds priced? Well, bonds are priced and traded in the markets and at par. They're traded every day, just like stocks and bonds. Just like stocks. So a bond can be traded each and every day. They can be traded at discounts, or they can be traded at premium. You don't want to trade a bond at. You do not want to buy the bond. Your best option is to buy the bond at a discounted. So this way, when it reaches par, you make that profit, or it could mature at a premium, and you could earn above that par. So let's say the bond, for example, you bought the bond at a discount of $90 or $900, and let's say it matured at $110. That's $200 that you essentially earn. Bonds can be bought and sold with an ETF. A bond can also be sold with an ETF or index fund. However, if you only with a ETF fund, if you buy the bond through an ETF fund, you're not getting that semi-annual interest. Basically, you're getting a dividend because bonds, ETF bonds bought through ETFs are like buying shares. They trade each and every day, all day long. So basically, you're not getting that semi-annual interest. You're basically getting a quarterly cash dividend plus whatever appreciation or depreciation of that bond. Of course, an ETF bond, buying a bond through an ETF, you can also get the collection of corporate. You get like a variety of corporate corporations within that bond fund. So it's like, but you're getting like you're only basically earning like a cash dividend, a quarterly cash dividend on that bond. But it can be very cost efficient because it's much cheaper than just buying a whole bond fund, even though you're not earning interest. Factors that can move the price of the bond up or down. Here are a couple of factors like the interest rates. Bonds move in an inverse direction of interest rates. So when interest rates on the open market goes up, then the price of the bond, it could move the price of the bonds lower. When a price when interest rates goes down, that could move the price of the bonds up on the market price. And what affects those interest rates? For example, the Federal Reserve policy making. Like right now, the price of the bond. See, you can get some really now will probably be the best time to move into purchasing bonds with the Federal Reserve rate and interest rates. And like right now, there are some bonds that have been priced lower. Now is the time to get that exposure. I know as earlier I stated this was just a short lecture, so I'm gonna follow up more and more details onto my in my monthly newsletter. So you can go to my monthly newsletter at broadviewfinancials.com and read more on more details on buying bonds and and the effects of the global marketplace.